What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And happy free comic book day, everybody. That's right, it's free comic book day. Go out to your local comic book shop, pick up a free comic book if you can, see what other kind of cool deals they are. Support your local comic book shop. I mean, they put in the work to keep the industry afloat, even when sometimes the comics aren't always the best that they're selling. But, you know, I like my local comic book shop. They know me there. They're pretty cool people. But anyway, so happy free comic book day. Hopefully you go out and get your comic book stuff and have a good day in general. But anyways, since it is free comic book day, DC released, of course, their free comic book day issue. So this is 100% free. You can download it off Amazon, your Kindle, or whatever. I mean, it's only a couple pages, really, and then there's some previews for stuff to come. Like I said, it's more of a preview for the big event that's going to come later on this year, which is, of course, the Night Terrors event. So this issue, of course, was written by Mr. Joshua Williamson, and the artwork itself is done by somebody else. I'll have to look at the credits again in a second. But again, Dawn of DC, free comic book day, preview stuff. As you can see, there's Dawn of DC, Titans, number 1, the new pages of Tom Taylor series. If you're excited for that, because we're going to have Titans, and we're going to have like a throwback Teen Titans thing written by Mark Waid, of course. But basically, this one is written by Joshua Williamson, and Damian takes the center stage in this particular issue. It's just him having a bit of a nightmare, and in his dreams, he's kind of trying to figure out what's going on here. You see in his dreams, like it's like he uses his dreams as a means to tell him, like, okay, what's really going on in his subconscious, if you will. So he sees his parents happy. That's something that he's always kind of wanted. He sees stuff with Hawk and Flatline, which tells him, okay, I gotta go check things out. And then some sort of nightmarish figure is kind of after him, haunting his dreams and all that other stuff. And there's some good stuff here that shows kind of his growth right here. How could I ever allow a little killer like you to live? One, nice try. I've already worked out those issues. My parents love and are proud of me. So, okay, his dream, his rules. So, okay, so I thought that was kind of a nice little touch right there. There's a lot kind of crammed into these couple pages, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to make things out with this particular art style. But again, it's free, so it's like, it's not all that bad for a free comic book. Not the strongest I've seen, because like I said, some of it's a little bit harder to tell. But Damian is kind of going through this nightmare phase. It's dealing a little bit with his insecurities. And now reading this makes me want to see maybe like a Perchance to Dream-esque comic book with Damian. Now, for those of you who don't know what Perchance to Dream is, it's an episode of Batman the Animated Series where Bruce Wayne wakes up and he's living in kind of a happy reality. He's not Batman. His parents are still alive. He's going to marry Selena Kyle, but there's something kind of off about it. And it's Kevin Conroy's personal favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series, because it's kind of, okay, what would Batman be if he wasn't, what would Bruce Wayne be if he wasn't Batman? Like, what's the perfect world in his mind? And then there's also a Batman going on too. So there's something kind of off about the whole scenario. And it does have a really good ending. And I really like that episode. So if you get the chance to, check it out. But basically, like I said, he's living in a dream world and there's something fishy going on here. I'd like to see that with Damian, just to see what his, in his mind, what a happy lifestyle would be like for him. So like I said, there's some cool stuff there. Some nightmarish visuals, which I think, like I said, this art style does fit the more nightmarish visuals. I just think there's a lot kind of going on here, so it's kind of hard to make out what's going on. Like, you see all these different characters mismatched on this page right here, and then you get to the next page. It's a little too busy in my eyes. But like I said, Damian's in a nightmare world. He's trying to wake back up. Batman, of course, wakes him up back in the dream world, because as we know, later on, he's going to be in the Batman and Robin comic book later on this year, and of course, Night Terrors. But again, it's more the start of the whole thing, and he's kind of like, okay, it was just a dream. It's just a bit of foreshadowing of things to come in terms of this particular comic book. And then it, of course, previews what horrors are within DC's Night Terrors, as you can see. And look at this, July and August. Sweet, merciful Jesus, that is a lot of tie-ins to one particular event. Now, I've complained about DC's event oversaturation, but my God, that is insane. Why do we need this many comic books to tie into one particular event? Oh, excuse me for yawning. But I'm just like, I'm already exhausted just looking at this. Look at how many comics there are. Look at that. That's insane. That's literally every title throughout the month. So if you want to read the whole event, boom. Or you could probably just wait another month and read the whole thing on DC Universe. I mean, the only thing you'll honestly probably need to read is Night Terrors 1, 2, 3, and 4 by Joshua Williamson. And then I think you'll be pretty set in stone with all the stuff. But, I mean, come on, that's a bit much for an event. Am I right? Do we really need that many issues to tie into a single event? I just imagine trying to collect the whole thing. My God, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, at least the other titles are kind of taking a break, but that is a bit excessive for an event. But again, we do get to see some pretty cool looking covers and some nightmarish stuff. Dan Mora has some really good covers right here. And you have other artists getting their crack at these various nightmarish visions. Now, as some may know, I am a big horror fanatic, so all this stuff does look rather interesting and kind of cool for me in terms of this thing. So I am looking forward to seeing a horror-based event. I just think I am at my wit's end with events right now. I'm glad we're going to be taking a couple-month hiatus now that we finished Lazarus Planet, thank goodness. So May, June, and June, we're going to take a 2-month break from events. So thank you for that, DC. It could use a little bit of a break. But then they're going to be like, well, we haven't had a month without an event in a while, so let's just oversaturate it with this whole Night Terrors thing. So yeah, but as it stands, I think this issue is fine. It's a free comic book day thing. So with free comic book day, they're not going to give you too much, but again, it's a free comic book. They didn't have to do a free comic book day thing. It's just a precursor, like a preview really of things to come for this big event later on. You get a bit of a Damian focus thing. You get to see a little bit of what he kind of wants, which in a perfect world, his parents would be together and happy, which is something that he's always wanted. So again, there's some redeeming stuff to it. I just think as a whole, I thought it was a fine issue overall. Artwork, it's a little too busy, I think, with the page, and it kind of takes you out of it. Like I said, there's just so much, but I think they're really trying to cram as much in for the couple pages they have for free comic book day in general. So yeah, that's what's up. Maybe it'll set the stage for some interesting stuff to come. I'm curious to see what will go on now that Damian kind of knows about this thing, and what sort of role he's going to have in the event going forward. So there you go. Those are my quick thoughts on Dawn of DC Night Terror Special Edition, the free comic book day, or whatever this thing is going to be called. If you read it, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. And that's all I'm going to say. Hope everyone has a great free comic book day and wonderful weekend and all the other cool stuff. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.